Hey guys, welcome back to Next Level Fitness. Just decided to make this video today. Not so much about physically being in the gym, but 5 key things that I think everybody needs to think about and take into consideration before starting any kind of exercise workout program. Okay, so just gonna go through 5 things. These are some things that I think are important to think about. Hope you guys give it a little bit of consideration as well. So the first thing we're going to talk about is mindset. The reason why this is important is because if you don't have the right mindset going into the gym, it doesn't matter if you have the best program in the world, it doesn't matter if you have the best trainer in the world, but without the correct mindset going into things, you're not really going to be successful at it, and you'll find that you're always starting and stopping, getting frustrated. And that frustration will probably just eventually lead to you like not wanting to work out anymore or not wanting to do a certain thing anymore. So that's why I think mindset is definitely important before you decide to even pick up weights in the gym. Good example of that might be, let's say, it's not even going to the gym. Let's say just being active. So let's say someone decides to run maybe 5 kilometers every day. I'm not a runner, I'm just using that as an example, but if somebody decides to run like 5 kilometers every day, the thought is there and they mean well, but if their mindset isn't set to doing that, they might get away with maybe a week or 2 getting up, running that 5 kilometers every day, but eventually, because that mindset isn't there, they're going to stop. They're going to skip days. They're going to start to find any kind of excuse to not get that 5K in. And before you know it, they'll eventually stop. So again, this is why I think mindset is very important. The second thing I think is very important is intent. What's your intent? Now, for me, speaking strictly from a workout gym perspective, if my intent is to lose weight or increase my strength, put on a little bit more muscle, every workout that I do, that's the intent, that's the focus. I don't tend to stray from that intent, otherwise the results that I'm looking for isn't going to be there. So you have to figure out what your intent is. Again, whether you're doing this by yourself or you're working with a trainer, you need to know what your intent is. If you're working with a trainer, let them know what that intent is, so everything can be focused on that. So when you get into the gym, you're not wasting a lot of time getting yourself in there and working towards the goal that you set out. All right, so number 3 is going to be patience. Again, this is not in any kind of order. This is just things that I think are important. Patience is another big one. We live in a world today where everything needs to be instantaneous, everything needs to be fast. You see it in a lot of the commercials. It's like, lose weight fast, put on muscle fast. Like, they're not really, this thing is now really fast. You need to have the patience for it. Anything that's fast probably isn't very good for you. And instead of looking to do things fast and instantaneously, sometimes we might need to look at doing things for longevity's sake, something that you can continue to do. I mean, you can lose a bunch of weight super fast, but is it healthy for you? And is it something that you can maintain over time? So that's what I mean by patience. There are going to be some weeks, maybe months, where you may not see much of a change. But again, that's seeing the change. You also have to focus on feeling that change too. If you're feeling the change, there's things happening. Like, give it time. Have that patience. Yeah, like, I guess that's the biggest thing for me to say. Like, everybody that you see that's in the shape that you want to be in, I hope that makes sense. They didn't start that way. They didn't really achieve it overnight. It was over a long period of time for them to get to that spot. So I think that's something that's missed a lot, is focusing and having patience. Okay, so this next one's gonna seem a little weird, but as you can hear that plane overhead, The next one is yourself, or for lack of a better term that I can't think of right now, is being a little bit selfish. And what I mean by that is being selfish with your time, like what you put time into. You, everybody else, myself included, need time for ourselves to either reflect or get things done. One of the big things I run into when training people is they're saying they don't have enough time. They've got to take care of this, got to take care of that person, this other person. And at the end of the day, they're exhausted. They have no time for themselves to even just sit and relax and figure out what it is they want to do, yet alone work out. So before embarking in any kind of workout program or anything physical to better yourself, or even just like finding a peace of mind, you need to have time for yourself. I mean, let's take the excuse of somebody with a family. They need to take care of their family, and that's great. I'm not saying don't take care of your family. It's just that if you spend all this time taking care of your family, going to work, at the end of the day, like, what time do you have for yourself? And that's going to eventually catch up with you in terms of, like, you may start to get sick. You may start to get frustrated with things. You might lash out. You might need to take some time off of work. And then what good are you to anybody else if that's happening? Because you didn't take any time for yourself to either go to the gym or reflect or, just take a break, recharge. So that's what I mean by yourself and being selfish. There's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of time for yourself to achieve the things you want to achieve. It might seem unfair to some other people. You're saying, well, no, I can't do this because I need to do this thing for me. But you'll benefit more from it in the long run. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Makes sense to me, but I hope it makes sense to you guys. Okay, so this last one is something I learned in school. It's called the SMART principle. Some of you out there might already know what this is. If you don't, basically, whenever you set out to achieve some sort of goal, this can be just adjusted and manipulated to anything, but the way I learned it was for the gym. But just kind of listen to the words and listen to the way I'm explaining it, and you can probably apply this to other areas of your life as well. So basically, the SMART principle, S-M-A-R-T, S got to be specific. So the goal has to be specific enough. It can't be, well, maybe this, maybe that. No, this is the goal. So the goal to lose weight, the goal to gain muscle, the goal to gain stronger, the goal to get stronger. Sorry about that. Let's take it in aspect of work. Specific, do a good job at your work because you want to get to this, or do a good job doing this so you can get to this. It has to be specific. It has to be clear. Okay. Next, it would be measurable. So SM. Measurable is the M. So you have to find a way to measure it, a way to know that you're making progress. Okay, let's use an example for me. So I decided to start this YouTube channel in order to grow my online business, personal training. So measurable for me with that, where YouTube is concerned, is I set a goal for myself to get a video up every week. Either the video is an instructional video of me doing an exercise, putting a text in there so people can follow it, or me doing that video and actually talking in it. That's how I measure it, get that up there every week. So what that does, it grows the playlist that I have. So there's content there. So that's how I measure, my consistency with YouTube that way. In the gym, it'll be like, okay, measurable, I want to lift such and such weight by such and such time. So every few weeks you would test yourself to see how much closer you are to lifting that weight. And that's how you measure things out. The next one would be attainable. How attainable is this goal that you set out for yourself? Is it within your ability to do in terms of like your body type? with your body type, with your training, with what is available to you. Attainable can also be tied into what I talked about earlier with patience, not looking to rush the result, but to get there over time and hopefully get there without being like injured. So that is what I mean by attainable. So next, what we'll look at is it realistic? So SMART principle, basically we covered S, M, A, now we're on R, which is realistic. So it's great to fantasize about what things would look like, what you want to be like, but is it realistic to you? You know, is it attainable to you? I can say I want to be completely jacked and ripped at 225, but given my body type and my schedule and what I do, is that realistic to me? Okay, sticking with the SMART principle, the last one is time. So we've had S, M, A, R, T. Now T is time. How much time are you setting aside to reach that goal or that objective that you set out for yourself? And again, like I said in the beginning, I'm speaking more from a workouts in the gym kind of aspect, but you can also take this and apply it to other areas of your life as well. How much time are you setting aside to get a specific goal done? If you're not setting that time aside, sorry, I can't really speak right now, then yeah, you're not going to achieve that goal, or the longer that goal will take to achieve. Not saying having it take a long time is a bad thing, but you need to put that time aside to make progress towards it. If you don't, then your goal, you'll just go from a thought to like not being so important, to everything else gets in the way, to not even think about it. And then, I don't know, let's say a couple months down the road, maybe a year down the road, it's like, man, I set out to do this thing and I didn't do it because I didn't set the time aside to do it. I hope that made sense. But yeah, so guys, those are the 5 things that I feel everybody kind of needs to think about before getting started in the gym. Let me know what you think. If you agree with me, awesome. Hit a like, subscribe. If you don't agree with me, same thing. Hit a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it, what you feel is important. Now, again, this is just from my perspective. Okay? Just give it a chance. Sit down, think about it, and hope to hear from you guys soon. Looks like it's going to rain here, so you guys have a good day, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. All right, bye.